You're getting ready to buy your first house. You and your agent are at the showing. The house is perfect for you and your family. The only problem is your agent tells you there's a multiple offer situation and you have to have your highest and best offer in by midnight. You've had absolutely no chance to speak to an inspector. You have had no chance to do any due diligence. What do? Number one, do not waive your right to an inspection, regardless. Well, you're at the house now. So let me go ahead and show you some things that you can utilize while you're at the home to determine some ages of products and determine if you are going to be up to the financial investment. The house I'm at currently was built in 1971. Now remember that because it was built before 1978, there may be some things that we want to point out. What's so weird about 1978? And now before 1978, there were a lot of materials used in the construction industry that would be illegal to be used today, such as lead plumbing, asbestos, things like that. The first thing we're going to come to is the electrical panel. Now remember, I said this house was built in 1971. This panel is newer than 1971. I think I saw the date as 1993. So if you see something that looks like a fuse panel or it says Stablock or Zinsco, it needs to be updated. Now we're going to do the water heater. Now I get it, the water heater is not the most expensive component in the home, but when it goes out and you have to take a cold shower, it's pretty important. Find the data panel and then look for the serial number. 0323. Manufactured 2003, the 23rd week. So it was manufactured halfway through 2003. It's 2024 now, so this water heater is 21 years old. A general life expectancy in an electric water heater is usually 15 to 18 years conservatively. Sometimes they can go a little bit longer, sometimes they can go a little bit shorter. If you do your own maintenance to them, they will last a lot longer. The next thing is we're going to focus on the HVAC. This is kind of the same with the water heater, except it's a little bit backwards. You'll notice the serial number says 2499. It was manufactured the 24th week of the year 1999. And you'll also notice right here, it's got R22 as the refrigerant. R22 was outlawed a few years ago and the United States can no longer import it. So the longer you have this thing serviced, the more it's going to cost you in the long run due to its scarcity. So now we've determined the HVAC system is 25 years old. The general life expectancy of an HVAC unit is about 18 to 22 years with proper maintenance. So this one is on its last legs age-wise, but it's working great. Pay attention to any exterior walls in basements. Don't mind the black straps. I'll talk about that in a different video. Some of the things you're going to be looking for is to make sure the walls aren't bowed out and that you don't have horizontal cracks going along the foundation wall. Oftentimes you will see small hairline cracks going up and down. Those are okay in most cases. Also look in the corners to make sure that you don't have any step cracks protruding away. This type of distribution plumbing coming into the home is PVC. It's perfect for potable water. You just can't use it for hot water. We also have some copper connections, which probably should be replaced. Thankfully, we have a full basement. It can be easily replaced or upgraded to PEX, but you'll also want to pay attention to the unions because they can leak here pretty easy. Pay attention to any 4-inch PVC that's visible and look for any moisture staying around this. This is actually going to a toilet directly above this, so we're good. If you come across one of these in a home, this is called a sump pump. That's a sealed crock. And one thing that I really like is they actually have the service log visible, so I can see when the last time it was serviced and make note to the new buyer. Have it serviced every year. One thing we also want to pay attention to as far as the plumbing goes, where this house was built before the 80s, we don't have any cast iron plumbing, which is really good. It's all been upgraded to PVC at some point, so I like that. Now there is obviously so much more depth that we can go into, but right there I pointed out about $40,000 worth of systems that could potentially affect you as a buyer. So pay attention to the serial numbers on all of the mechanical components. Pay attention to anything that you can see because oftentimes everything is hiding in plain sight.